are so important to each and every one of us because they give us a direction for our lives. And today, that's what we're going to do in the workshop, is actually we're going to write vows. You're going to write your heart. And it's an amazing process. We're going to go through a process. And what Judy said is so true. You know, you are born with an energy that needs to be expressed. And so we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about this tree for a minute. This is a camphor tree in Nagasaki. And when they had the atomic bomb explosion in Nagasaki, Japan, this tree was blown completely apart. It was a little stick that was left, one of the only things that was left out of the atom bomb. And they said that probably take 100 years before it would even like get any growth. And within 2 months, it started to grow back. And I think that's just an amazing, it gives me chills to think that this is life, right, that wants to move forward. Then I read that there was an excavation they did in Herod's tomb in Israel, and they found the seeds of an extinct date palm tree, and they sprouted it after 2,000 years old. They got it and it started to grow. After 2,000 years, this date palm is growing, right? Just like that, you know, the tree of Nagasaki. Okay, listen to this one. Russians have regenerated a plant that was buried over 30,000 years ago in the permafrost from the Ice Age. 30,000 years ago, and this thing, you know, is growing today. And I was looking at pictures of these. And I'm coming to church outside here, and I see in the little, what's that little sprout? What do you call those gutters up there? There's a plant growing out in the cement, up on the roof, right? This little plant's growing. And so I'm thinking, wow, you know, this is the reason I'm talking about this is life energy that is in these things, and it's in you too, right? And it tells me that life, no matter what, endures, right? It just moves forward. It's like this evolutionary impulse to grow and to go further and go. You can't kill us, right? We can die and we come back again. You know, that's the truth. I mean, we go on and on and on, and there's this life energy that can't be stopped. And each one of us have it in us. See, we can't stop life energy. You know, why is that important? It's because we are that life energy. We're that tree. We're a part of it. We have that same God divine energy that the plant that was 30,000 years old has in it, right? Maybe we'll come back 30,000 years. I don't know. We have it. We're connected to it all. That's the point, you know, is that all of us grew through this universe together 14 billion years ago. Wow, to me that just like gives me chills. We're expansive, we're creative, you know, we're strong, we're courageous. We have it all. And when we get that, see, when we really get it, we live differently. That's the point. See, when we know who we are, when we know that we're not this isolated little body, you know, just that. We're so limited. When we get that, we live our life differently. You know, we're alive. We live it so courageously and strong and connected to everything else. You know, the person that said it the best is Einstein. Here he wasn't really, he was a really spiritual, wonderful man, but he was so intelligent, smart. And what he said is, this is a famous quote of his, and I want to take it apart a little bit because, wow, it speaks to this energy that we have in it. He says that we're a human being is part of the whole. It's called the universe, but it is a part that is limited by time and by space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and his feelings as something separate, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us because it limits us to personal desires and to affection for a few people nearest to us. So our task has to be, then, to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. What he's saying is that we are connected so much more than we think. You know, we think we have a few little friends and family or whatever you have in your life, but if we get out of our head and we realize that we're connected to the flowers, to the trees, to the earth, to everything, that we have the same energy running in us that the trees have, that the oceans have, that we are expansive, you know, and we live in this little prison of this is all we are. And if we could see ourselves differently, we could change everything. You know, we are connected. So how do we feel that, you know? That's the answer, or the question is, like, I'm telling you all this, you know, and then you leave and just feel like you're still in this little mental prison. So how do you feel, you know, connected to life and stuff? And the truth is, you make a vow, you make an intention. And that's why it's so important. That's why I tell you that the greatest vow ever is to know who you are, is to know who you really are, and then live that. You know, there's tons of vows, and Judy said it so well, and we're going to kind of talk about that today, but to know that you are connected to everything else, that you are more than you think you are, you know, that you are life itself, eternal, unlimited, connected, you know, and we do that, you know how we do it? We become aware of just what Judy said of the qualities, see, and each of us have qualities. We were born with these qualities in us, just as you came in your birth, so did the qualities that came with you, unique to you, see? Someone else might not have that same compassionate love that you have. Someone might have a more, you know, joyful. Someone might have something else. We all have different qualities. And we need to get quiet enough to know these qualities. And when we are aligned with these qualities, and we live our life, our choices reflect our qualities, then our life is in alignment, right? And then we live our vow. See, the vow, Judy's right, it can be different things. And today, I'm excited because we are going to do just one-liner vows. And it'll give you a direction in your life. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You know, last time I talked about something called an ikigai. And ikigai is a purpose. It's a purpose that, your life purpose, right? It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning. You know, why do you get out of bed? Some of us don't even know why. We just get up because we got to go to church, right? You know, but there's a reason that you get out of bed. But underlying that ikigai, the purpose, your divine purpose, is the qualities of love, of beingness, of presence. Judy said presence. You know, you each have them. And when you know what they are, you'll know what your vow is. And when you live that, so you'll live it with whatever you're doing. You know, you can, my great, you know, ikigai, my reason I get up in the morning usually now is common ground. It's to be a good minister, you know. That's kind of, you know, on the surface. But underneath that surface, you know, on the bottom line, it's so much more than that. It's to be, you know, an authentic, inspiring, and loving person, to be compassionate. See, that's all of it. So we have to know our qualities to be able to do the vows. So what's the greatest vow there is? You know, I said I think it's to know who we really are, but there's another one. And the vow that I really hold for all of us is that we live the most conscious life we can, right? And we do our best. That's all. Judy said it. And I think that's so important, is that we don't kick ourselves. You know, we're all on a journey, that we live the best life we can. I did a vow. I've done a lot of vows. And I'm talking sacred vows. We have a lot of vows in our life, but sacred vows are different. And one of my vows is I vow to do the best I can do every moment I can, you know, to just do it the best I can do. Because some days I don't do as well as I do other days, right? It just changes, and that's okay too. So that's my prayer for all of us, that we just live our qualities. We find out what they are, go inside, live that quality, and make a vow, and live it deeply. Thank you.